What's going on, everybody? So clearly, everybody's getting a lot of gut checks with Redbox right now, even though it's safely floating between 10.65 and 11.15. Pretty stable at this point. Obviously, we got a gut punch by Kevin today. But look, here's what I'm going to tell you about him. He's a very smart guy. He's doing this without any sort of monetization on his channel. You have to factor that in. He is up all night. He's got a lot of money invested in this stock play. He may even be over leveraged. He's taken a big bath before, as he's telling you in his videos. He took one with AMC based on stock market corruption, and he's fearful that this could be the problem again. And I totally get that, okay? That's why with this particular stock, Redbox, you better play within your means. You better not go above your means, because as you can see with Kevin, even though he knows all of the schematics of the stock and everything like that, he may be over leveraged. He may have pushed too many chips in the center because he loves the data on it, but he can never factor in, and none of us can factor in, when the stock market, the market makers, the hedge funds, and everybody that is against retail is going to pull a trick on us. We don't know. That's why we need a lot of people with a little bit of money in order to buy up these floats on some of these stocks. I have not sold my Redbox. I called Fidelity. Options is good. There's shares available to short. They actually this time confirmed. I know you guys were like, oh, you didn't understand on my previous Fidelity phone call video that I dropped yesterday. We all know that that representative didn't answer my cost to borrow question correctly. He was basically referring to it as, you know, you'll have to pay 100% of whatever it is you're shorting or whatever. Duh, we know that. What we're asking is, how much does it cost me to borrow those shares? So that guy couldn't answer it. He was good at a lot of other things, but he didn't answer that question correctly. This one answered it correctly today. I didn't record it because there was a lot of pausing. There was a lot of holding and stuff like that. And I got to worry about my stocks too. You know, I got to play my game as well. And I'm also trading AeroClean and making some money there. But what you want to hear, Fidelity says they're at 700% cost to borrow on Redbox. Okay, Kevin is messaging me. He's going to call me. But guys, take it easy on Kevin. What you need to do actually is get more people to sub his channel. That way the work that he's doing, because this guy, you can tell. I can tell by he hasn't shaved that he's at it all day long regarding Redbox. He is invested highly in this. He may have over leveraged himself on this position, but at the same time, he did just say he's made money on it. So he's okay. He's in an okay position on it. But guys, give him a breather. Okay. You don't have to turn your back immediately. I know YouTube loves to do that. The bots come out, the trolls come out, and they pick that point. And since he's not a savvy YouTuber, this is what happens. It's happened to me early on when I was a savvy YouTuber. Look, all this shit all the people are talking about in AMC right now, about all these 100,000 price points and stuff like that, and holding to the moon while the stock sits at $12. Now everybody's getting pissed off at all those YouTubers. But when I was doing it, the whole community piled up on me. The viewers piled up on me, and they basically shoved their foot up my ass and kicked me out. And I had to kind of like reorganize, you know, my thoughts and my emotions and stuff like that, and decided I'm going to just hold AMC. I'm not going to do anything with it. There it is. They're paid for. And now I'm moving on to this play to try to make some money. So, but guys, you got to give the guy a break. He's been doing this nonstop since this play was spotted. I still have a lot of confidence in him. He is just actually, this is not a bad thing what he's doing. It shows you that he actually cares, and he's coming from a position of zero monetization on his channel. He's trying to just look out. He heard and found out some new information, and just because it's not exactly what you want to hear, you don't cast the guy out, okay? You go and you do your own DD. That's what I did. I didn't go immediately and make a video and say, oh, never listen to Kevin. He's a FUD. He's a shill. He's shorting this. He tricked us. I didn't do that. I called up my brokerage and I found out the information that I needed. That's what he told you to do. You don't want to hear what I have to say? Call your own broker and find out these situations. I called Fidelity. Fidelity says options are available. They're not going to ever shut them down. You can borrow shares to short. The cost to borrow is 700%. So the play is still good in my book. Okay. But I will continue to warn you, this is an extremely volatile stock, just like AeroClean is an extremely volatile stock. If you do not have the stomach for these plays, and you don't have the heart for these swings, do not get involved, okay? Financial advice there. Non-financial advice is telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. That's not a financial advisor. But what I will tell you to do is, if you cannot handle swings and gut checks and all that kind of stuff, get out of these plays. Go up your AMC shares and watch it move up $1 and down $1 every single month and listen to all the same YouTubers saying the same thing over and over. Because let me tell you something. If you can't handle what's going on in Redbox, wake up, AMC community, because it's going to be this, if not worse. They're going to pull everything out to get everybody to dump their shares off so that they can cover. This is an example. I told you, this was going to be the battle that exposes it all. Are they going to let stocks squeeze? Possibly not. Are they going to pull every trick that you can't even think of right now? You can't even think of that. You're looking at Ortex and they're telling you one thing and all of a sudden you're happy about it. You pile in some more money into the stock and here's a tweet telling you we may think that we think this could be incorrect, this information. We're going to go verify it. This is the stuff that is happening in our stock market. So we have to continue to stick together and figure out how to beat these motherfuckers from continuously taking money from us. That's what this is about. Don't get on Kevin's ass. He's only trying to figure out what our best interest is. And he's telling you, he could have said nothing. He could have said nothing and nobody would have gotten pissed off. And surprise, surprise, you find out on your own. And so on and so forth. And guess what? At that point, you can't blame anybody. This is your investment. You need to monitor it. I told you guys, it's you and the sell button and nobody else. That's it. Sell button. Whenever you're ready, there it is. No YouTuber is going to tell you when to do it. Most of them are going to tell you they're not financial advisors and give you the disclaimer. So it's up to you. The data is there on Redbox. You play it at your own risk. You invest what you can at your own risk. That's across the board on all meme stocks, because at some point, whatever meme stock you're involved in is going to have this day, and you're going to have to deal with all these weird scenarios and figure out, do I hold through them or do I get out? I can't deal with it. Me personally, it's easier because I've traded early on Redbox so much that the shares that I'm holding, if they go to zero, that was profit. But I'm never going to let them go to zero. I will cash out. I will make money. There's the money that I've made on Redbox. So I'm in a better position than people that FOMO bought. But you will not be able to blame anybody. You were shown the data. You obviously see that they came out and said, oh no, we may be mistaken on this data. That's why you got to do your own DD. Stop relying on YouTube to try to guide you through anything. Do your own DD. Have your own conviction in plays. And man up and grow up. Read into things and call your own brokers. Don't take it out on a YouTuber, especially one that's brand new to the scene, that doesn't even get paid by YouTube and has been up every day probably since this play started and has a mass amount of money invested in it and has already been screwed over in AMC with this same type of corruption. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, but stay focused. Stay focused. This is your money. I'm not here to tell you what to do and to tell you when to get in, get out. I'm not doing that. I'm here trading myself. I'm doing exactly what you're doing. And if you can't handle this kind of stuff, do not get involved. I am a poker player. I have sat before in a PLO game. PLO is Omaha with 4 cards with $3,000 in front of me. And I know a lot of people will say, oh no, I've got a bigger story than that. But here's my story. And let me tell you, it's a big story. I've had $3,000 and I've had the best possible hand you can. And I had to put it all in. And guess what? The guy with 2% chance won. And bye, $3,000 and get up from the table and go take the walk of shame and go blame the world or whatever. I don't blame anybody for any decisions that I make, not at a poker table. I don't blame a dealer. I don't blame a player next to me. I don't blame the moon didn't come, wasn't a full moon the night before. I don't blame any of that stuff. You don't blame YouTubers either. They're only here to kind of give you some sort of guidance as to, hey, this is what's going on here. Invest at your own risk. That's it. So please leave the guy alone. He's doing his best. He's extremely invested in this stock, and he's trying to figure it out like the rest of us. We knew this play was going to be dangerous, so you have to figure out how to play it. Okay? Johnwicksnipin is out. Stay tuned. There'll be other stuff later on.